Your will is the most accurate way to predict the future. Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. The only reason I started a company back in '95, an internet company, was because there were only a few internet companies, and I couldn't get a job at any of them. Being an entrepreneur is like eating glass and staring into the abyss of death. Work hard, like every waking hour. That's the thing I would say if you are particularly starting a company. When something is important enough, you do it, even if the odds are not in your favor. The first step is to establish that something is possible. Then, probability will occur. I always have optimism, but I'm realistic. It was not with the expectation of great success that I started Tesla or SpaceX. It's just that I thought they were important enough to do anyway. I'm interested in things that change the world or that affect the future. And wondrous new technology where you see it and you're like, wow, how did that even happen? How is that possible? If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. I always invest my own money in the companies that I create. I don't believe in the whole thing of just using other people's money. I don't think that's right. I'm not going to ask other people to invest in something if I'm not prepared to do so myself. I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. When Henry Ford made cheap, reliable cars, people said, "Nah, what's wrong with a horse?" That was a huge bet he made, and it worked. You want to be extra rigorous about making the best possible thing you can. Find everything that's wrong with it and fix it. Seek negative feedback, particularly from friends. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket, as long as you control what happens to that basket. People should pursue what they're passionate about. That will make them happier than pretty much anything else. Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in 80 to 100-hour weeks every week. This improves the odds of success. If other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve. People work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming to work in the morning and enjoy working. I don't ever give up. I'd have to be dead or really incapacitated. I don't spend my time pontificating about high-concept things. I spend my time solving engineering and manufacturing problems. My biggest mistake is probably weighing too much on someone's talent and not someone's personality. I think it matters whether someone has a good heart. I take the position that I'm always, to some degree, wrong, and the aspiration is to be less wrong. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. Talent is extremely important. It's like a sports team. The team that has the best individual player will often win. But then there's a multiplier from how those players work together and the strategy they employ. I think we have a duty to maintain the light of consciousness, to make sure it continues into the future. You shouldn't do things differently just because they're different. They need to be better. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. If something is important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure. There are times when, if something is important enough, if you believe it enough, you do it in spite of fear. There need to be reasons to get up in the morning. Life can't just be about solving problems. Otherwise, what's the point? Whatever area that you get into, given that even if you are the best of the best, there's always a chance of failure. So I think it's important that you really like what you are doing. If we hadn't responded to what people said, we probably wouldn't have been as successful. The United States is a nation of explorers. The people came here from other parts of the world. I think the United States is really a distillation of the spirit of human exploration. If you're going to create a company, the first thing you should do is create a working prototype. If you're co-founder or CEO, you have to do all kinds of tasks you might not want to do. If you don't do your chores, the company won't succeed. No task is too menial. You guys are the magicians of the 21st century. Don't let anything hold you back. Imagination is the limit. And go out there and create some magic. What is education? You're basically downloading data and algorithms into your brain. And it's actually amazingly bad in conventional education. It shouldn't be like this huge chore. The more you can gamify the process of learning, the better. Take risks now and do something bold. You won't regret it. Drive overrides fear, but I feel the fear. Don't confuse schooling with education. I didn't go to Harvard, but the people that work for me did. If the rules are such that you can't make progress, then you have to fight the rules. If you need inspiring words, don't do it. I could either watch it happen or be a part of it. Good ideas are always crazy until they are not.